Welcome to Afternoon Vibes this beautiful day.
Welcome to Afternoon Vibes. It is Afternoon Vibes here again. Today is Wednesday.
Yes.
We glorify God for another day to see ourselves. I can see you. No, you can see me. And we can see ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my name is Akinwale Deborah. And my partner here is...
Shayo John Adebayo, SJA.
Oh, okay. I used to forget my... I'll tell you my... Yes, give you another...
Spontaneous gist today. Yes, yes.
We'll have to think about what we want to give. So while we are thinking, we'll be right back.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Afternoon Vibes. In case you did not come early, you'll hear our name later. So yes, we are here again, Afternoon Vibes and Spontaneous Gist. So we have, what are we to talk about today?
Hello, as in this introduction is too much. I'm boiling already. I'm boiling already.
So what do you want us to talk about?
Exactly, there's nothing else to talk about than what we need to talk about now. You know, actually, before we came live, and you know, we're discussing about the trending video of the 10-year-old girl now. So the girl looks older than 10, but they said 10-year-old girl.
Of the people, it's not only about the girl, because it was two people that were having something to do there. So we should not only focus on the girl. There was, I won't call it molestation. There was just, is it incest? There was sexual intercourse between children. They said 10. On the video, the conversation was, this is 11, this is 13. So let's just say children less than teenagers. Even for teenagers, it's not meant to be. But these are children. These are the things that we are seeing on Twitter.
And there's been so many angles, so many comments, so many perspectives, and people have said a whole lot. Now, the first for me, number one, is pathetic, is heartbreaking, is you know, I you know, like I didn't even know that the actual video leaked. You understand? Because I didn't know. Because later I got to know that
it's not online. That's why.
Yeah, you know, and it's so bad that we've, you know, this is where we've found ourselves. And you know, you agree with me that that's not their first time that was not their first experience. Even the game, the nature of the game they were into or they were playing or whatever, it shows that they are not kids. They are mature. They know what they are doing. They've been into, you know, they've been doing stuff like that, you know, before then. That was why they could even have the effrontery to record it live. Right. You know, if it was their first experience or second, they might not have that effrontery too. But it's because it has become something normal.
And it won't be that smooth.
Yes.
If you had seen the video, you would see that it's not that they were trying to learn to do that. They were doing it. So it's something that they know what they were doing. So for the babe to even know, say babe, no, she's a girl. For the girls to even know the position to do, no, that was gross. So what are we exactly to focus on? Are we to focus on the children, on the parents, on the school, on the school that took them to the place and left them alone? But of course, in the mind, they are just children. They just. But the video of the mother said that the children were abandoned in the hotel. So even if they were abandoned in the hotel, who would have thought that it would be risky to abandon children? It's more like maybe two parents are having fun. Maybe they are, how do I explain it? Maybe two family friends came to have a vacation or to have a hangout in somebody's house, and they just say, let the children be playing in the room. Something like that. Will you now start thinking that it is risky to put the children there? So I don't know if the parents the teachers leaving them there was the wrong thing. But let's talk about the parents and the school that hid it from the public.
It is like the thing is actually okay, I think we should come from this angle, like who should be held responsible. Now, okay, let's start from the angle of the parents first, because they said charity begins at home. Now, I watched the mother, you know, talk, and you know, from men looking at her, listening to her, I don't know, it showed or it depicted or it portrayed the kind of, I don't know, from what she was saying, it portrayed the kind of parent, I don't know, I don't want to go too far in that, but I believe to a large extent in this case, the parents also, of course, the school have their part, the teachers, but I think the parents have more of this blame because, you know, looking at that girl is wild. She has gone wild. So, and at just that, you know, small, young age, she had gone that wild. So, under whose tutelage had she been before you understand? It's not like she was 18 or 25. You say, okay, she had been through different, you know, stages of life, and she's still she's still a child. So, she's not far from the tutelage and the control of her parents. So at that age, there should still be the influence of her parents on her. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So there must have been lapses or laxity on the part of the parents for her to have gone that wild at that age. Even if she was left in a boarding school, you know, this is 10 or 12-year-old girl, there should still be a touch or influence of the parents on her, not to that extent. Now, should we say that this is because the society also has the you know, look at when you and I were growing up, we did not have access to gadgets like this. We did not have access to YouTube.
When the phone come.
So, but now, a 5, 10, 6-year-old boy or girl can in the corner of the room just go online, YouTube. 4 years and watch any video, like they have access to it. Now, of course, there are ways you can, you know, set it but how many parents do that? Even we know, but how many people do that? So our children have been super exposed beyond their level of reasoning, exposed beyond their age. So it has awakened so many things in them, and it has just made them go awry. And I don't know, what are we going to do in this situation? Because I'm deeply concerned, like, can the world just end now? Let's just be going. Well, because technology has come to stay.
Yes.
So what are we, of course, that's why I said, let's start from the parents, because the parents has a larger part to do. I believe for a child who is not in boarding school, the child spends more time with the parents, right? So I believe, you know, the measures the parents put in place, the, you know, structures will go a long way in guiding the children. You know, so of course the society is out there to want to influence them negatively, but I believe the impact, the influence of the parents on them will still keep them, you know, then, you know, keeping them on check also, because today now many parents are busy. We're all looking for money.
Okay, now you're coming to them.
Exactly. Many parents are busy. We're all looking for money, this and that. So, see, the first, you know, of course, everybody, they have their part, the children, the school, the parents, the society, but we are still talking about the parents. For every parent out there and aspiring parents, please, we should understand that the children God has given to you is your first ministry, is your first assignment on earth, and you will account to God for those children God has given to you. So because, how can we explain this, you know? And now that video has gone viral, it has also instigated something in the minds of many other children. Exactly. Are we seeing it from this perspective now? So, many other young children who watch that video now, you have sown something in their heart.
It's an idea.
It's an idea. You'll be surprised. The devil will feast on that, expand it in their heart, and they also think of how they want to explore that. So, where are we really going? And
yeah. I don't think we can have a solution to what we are talking about here.
Oh, Jesus.
Except, number one, because we are Christians, we need to pray more. Because parents now are very busy. There's nothing we can do about that except God helps us. The father is busy, the mother is busy. Everybody has a career to pursue. It was before that maybe it's only one party that is pursuing something, and then everybody is, then the other person is ready to be, or to cover for the other person that is not around. But now we are both busy. The husband is busy, the wife is busy. Who has time? Because initially I would have said they should notice some lapses on the about the children. It's possible that the child was always very reserved before, but now wants to go out, wants to relate to this uncle more. You should try to note that what is wrong with this. Why are you wanting to relate to this person more? Then it's possible the child is a very playful person, and it gets to a point when somebody is around, the child withdraws. We should notice. But what if the parent is not around? Who notices? Some will even be around and will not notice. But now that we aren't even around, how do we notice? Because these small things, it's possible there was an abuse, and she started, and maybe in the abuse there was stress, and then she started enjoying it while she was scared of telling anybody because of the threat. Then she started enjoying it and it became a norm for her. We don't know. So it's possible in the beginning she might have been showing some signs of either hatred for the person that was molesting her or more love with the person that is molesting her. Anytime we see excesses in a child, either the child was reserved before and now the child is all out, or the child was all out before and the child is reserved, there's always something to note. But now our parents are not around. So that, I really don't know what to do about it, because we won't say parents should drop their career for their children. And their children is the assignment, is the first assignment. But how do we balance that? Maybe that will be a topic for another day. But now for parents that are around, I think we need to focus on these things that I'm talking about, because I've seen it firsthand. I've seen a child that, and when you ask the child will not be able to talk because there is threat. If there is no relationship between the parents, there won't be an opportunity for the child to talk. Even if there's no threat, some children cannot talk, because if my mother hears, I know that even with this generation, I will feel like parents don't beat children. Some parents look at all is enough for a child to enter the ground. So there's a way that there's no enough relationship for a child to even say, this person is touching my body this way, even if it's only touching first. Or this person, okay, a story for another day. This person is doing this. So we need a relationship with our children. Even if the child is going to the boarding house, anytime there's visiting day, be active, to be ready to go. Some parents are too busy, they're even visiting days, you're not ready to go.
Too busy.
So even when they call you, the next thing is the money you need, I'll send it. So far as you have money, you don't need anything anymore. We need to be attentive to them, to their unsaid actions. Because those are the things, Gongo, that are necessary to understand what the child is going through. It's just like a child that cannot talk yet. It's when the child is crying or is being uncomfortable or something that we know that there's something wrong. Even when the child starts talking, those things are still necessary to note what the child is going through. Because even if the child is going through some things, the child might not know if it is wrong or right, but the child knows that this thing is not meant for me. There's a way children just know that this thing, it's not as if they've told them that it's a sin, but they just know that it's not right. And they want to communicate, but they don't know how to. Their body language does it many times. We need to be attentive to our children.
Thank you so much, Debbie, for that. And I pick what I can pick from that is that parents need to, like we said, deliberately or be intentional about creating time for their children, no matter how busy. You understand? Because that's the first assignment. Because if you focus on making money, building your career, and you ignore your children, by the time you have built your career, the children you do not train will help you bring down the career and everything. And they say, "Omota So this time around, because what is happening, even the devil himself, he knows he has a short time. He has upped his game. You understand? And he's maximizing technology, maximizing everything, every resource in his reach. You understand? So, and these children, have you noticed the level of inquisitiveness in children these days? Like, children these days are so inquisitive, very inquisitive. They want to know everything. Now, if you as the parent is not there to give them the answers to some of these questions, hundreds of thousands of questions at the same time, they will be forced to go and get the answer outside. And then who knows what answer the society will give to them. So this video that has gone viral is a warning for parents, is a wake-up call. It's a wake-up call for parents to now understand that, hey, even my child that is at home, because as you are watching the video together, your child will say, imagine. You don't know what the child is doing.
Let your child see,
Or, maybe you are watching in the news now. The child, there's a way we used to pretend, yes, daddy, Now, so this is a serious one. So create time for them. Like Deborah said earlier, there are ways that when you've taken time to study your children, you'll be able to notice and observe changes in them. You understand? So, but many times we don't pay attention, or sometimes we just look at that. He's still a kid. He's a child. He doesn't know.
They have children nowadays.
Things
have changed. Day of birth, not the child.
Somebody we're looking at. Was it about 3 weeks old child? So the child is a twin actually. So one of them, the child, his eyes was already open, wide open. Yes, so we're now asking the father, like, wow, the eyes is wide open. He said, he said from day one. He said from day one.
Let me tell you, it's possible you've not noticed. In our own time, if you give birth to a child, they say the child cannot see yet, that it takes some days. That you cannot recognize, cannot recognize that this is some. But when you give birth to a child now, no joke.
He said, yes,
that day it looks at you.
You can imagine.
In my opinion, if technology has gone into the world.
You know,
be
so
honest.
a lot of things, you know, are
Generational.
happening. Things are changing. Things are evolving. So parents, it's in fact, how will I put it now? Is an art that will be learned. You know, parenting should not just be based on your own experience or the way your parents raised you. We need to deliberately watch videos, read books about parenting, like parenting in the 21st century. That's an assignment for some parents out there now. Parenting in 21st century.
There's a program that Madam Funke Adejimo is doing now. She started the first show, I think yesterday or the before yesterday. It's talking about, okay, her intro was that an illiterate in the 21st century is not someone that did not go to school. An illiterate in the 21st century is someone that is not ready to unlearn and relearn. Many things about the problem with the generation of our parents and our generation is that our parents are not ready to unlearn and relearn. This is a different generation entirely. If you treat your children the way you were treated, you will see the result. It is a difference. Like the difference is very what the 21st century is about. We need to understand what is it about this 21st century that can make us know how to breed these children without regretting that we did it our own way. It is very expedient.
Yeah, I've got, this is a tweet from Toluchi. Now, he said something on his platform. He said, haven't we seen videos of kids dancing erotically and seductively at social gatherings? While, okay.
No.
While the parents hailed and applauds in admiration.
Right.
Never cared or bothered to ask where such influence emanated
some
from.
taught them now.
You then cry foul when things escalate and the kids take misbehavior to the next. Haven't we seen the near-naked dressing of parents, mothers, even in Christian gatherings? You blame the denominations that enforce strict dress codes for their congregations. You sit comfortably in adult churches where sound doctrine is being dished out, but care less on the quality of word being taught your kids. Most time, just watching cartoons to while away the time for you guys to be done. You do not double check to ask what they were taught. You then hand over all responsibility of discipline and conduct to schools. Hear me, parenting is a ministry. Aha, thank you, sir. A ministry we will give account of. Don't just start if you're not ready. So somebody needs to hear that. Aspiring to get married. Don't just start if you are not ready. Final, he said, thank God for the rigid Sunday school culture of yesteryears and very rigid parents who enforced compliance at all levels. Did we misbehave? Yes, we did. But the solid foundation laid ensured we did not derail. Train up a child. That's very profound from Toluchi. So, you know, from his first point, you know, he said we see them, you know, displaying some things, exhibiting some things, dancing, doing some erotical or erotic moves, seductive moves, and even the dressing, and then you don't question them. But even said it that even the parents themselves is the same. So would we say that we are in the end time now?
You say, would we say?
Because that's it now. Because it's like we don't know where to we don't know where to turn to now.
Of course, that is what it is. But we won't now say because yes, we're in the end time, we let things flow the way it is flowing. It doesn't have to degenerate to our own children. So I think like now, music. You will see some children that sing some songs and you wonder how they got the song. Now, of course, their parents are playing and listening to them. And then the videos of those songs too, some are erotic, and we make our children watch it. And those things, you just feel like, is it not just a song? Is it not just... It's possible there are some dance steps that you say no. Imagine you are seeing a child dancing soapy. Won't you... it's not meant to be something that I'm meant to watch, but you feel like, the child is trained, the child knows what is up. And then this happens and you wonder where did it start from? It started from you. We should be careful. Children are not... in this generation now, you will see a child less than 1 year that wants to do a photo shoot. You do a complete makeup, you tie gele, you do makeup, you wear heels, and you think is what is trending. Or you wear mini skirts, you wear tube, you wear this for a photo shoot for a 1-year-old child. You feel there's nothing wrong, it's just a child. All those things are seeds that are planted in children. Would you say that they're not things that you can remember that you did when you were small that affects that you're still doing to now? it feels like you were a child then, but there are things that you cannot forget. Even this program I said Mrs. Funke Adejun was doing, the other woman that is there, I think she is a psychologist or something, I don't know. Okay, so she talks about divorce, she talks about abuse and all. She remembers what happened. I think her mom was only slapped by her dad once when she was a child. She cannot forget.
Imagine,
because her mom even
once.
bled just once. Her mom bled. She cannot forget. I'm sure it affected her too. Because, and she has said that she has counseled some people that this woman was beating her husband. Okay, let me start from how it started. This woman ran into her office and was crying that my husband is beating me. My husband is beating me. And because of the anger of course, of what happened to her, she was like, how your husband beating you? Call your husband. And then the husband came and she was like, how are you beating a woman? And all, and he was like, can I speak? Can you just let me say something? Okay, thank God that she's patient. Okay, say what you want to say, speak. And he was like, this woman has been beating me for the past 10 years.
Jesus.
The only time I decided to raise my hand was when she came to meet you. Now, what happened was, he said because he had...
Wait, sorry, I'm sorry. Wait, go for wife beating husband. How?
Listen first.
Okay.
I'm not done. He said because he had determined for a long time that he will never raise his hand on a woman. And because he had said it in front of the woman took advantage of that. So today it might be slapped, tomorrow it might be punched in the face, another day it might be, and the children were always saying that. He said the day he decided to stop it was the day that in school they told their children or the students to write an essay or something about their family, and the child only wrote a sentence. My mom always beats my dad.
Child.
The child did not remember how they used to go for fun, how they used to go to have fun abroad, how they used to play, that was the only thing that rested in the mind of that child. So the school had to call the parents, and then the man had to now call his wife and say, this is not the kind of lives we are meant to let our children be learning. And the day you try it again, I'll beat you. But I think the woman felt
as usual, now let's try.
Or maybe she was already used to it. 10 years now, it's enough to be used to something. And then she did it. And then he
Baba do with her.
And they said he beats her in places that she cannot expose. Oh God. On her thigh, on her stomach, on her back, so that if you want to show anybody, you have to strip yourself naked.
Somebody was describing how I was going to beat his wife one day. He said, your man no nanuki. He said, there will be no mark, no scar, but you will know your body.
That you are beaten. So, and though she spoke to them and all, but it felt like that. Okay, no. When it got to a point, the man now told the woman now told the husband to leave. That she wants to have a word with the woman, with the wife, and she now asked him, can you tell me about your parents? So she started talking until she got to a point and she realized that what her mother was doing was actually what she was replicating. And she started crying. And she did not know. She started saying that a scenario that she was given about her mom had happened to her. A scenario, she was like, and she just started crying. So it did not rest on her that it was birthing what she saw when she was a child. But she could not even still unlearn enough. Her marriage is broken. And her parents' marriage too was broken. So all those kind of things, we don't know how far these things that we are letting our children have, our children open to, and you just feel like they are just children. It goes a long way affecting their whole lives, that they might wish that they were not born by you in the long run, even though it feels like they're enjoying what they're going through now. We need to watch the minutest, even now about dreams, sorry I said dreams, about cartoons. Let's be intentional about, because cartoons now is having gay and lesbianism inside.
Yes.
Now they are teaching sex in cartoons. You need to watch the cartoons that your children are watching. Don't just drop the phone because you are busy and you cannot attend to them. We might have to be multitasking now, not even multitasking. Because now you have many things to do at work, no jokes. We know that exists. But you must also be very attentive to your children. If, like the Yoruba says, it's not that you abandon them, you build a house, then they will grow to spoil the house or to sell the house. So all the things will not be worthwhile in the long run. Why are you doing those things? Many people are doing those things because of the children. The children that you have not taken care of. How are you so sure that it will be worth it doing all this for them? Make sure that we balance it. Please, we need to go on a break.
Yes.
We are coming back.
I feel your pain, I feel your hurt. I see your wounds, I see your scars. I know your heart has grown weary, and I know you've lost the will to fight. I know you started losing faith. Yeah. The trust you had is starting to wane. Yeah. But I promise I will always be there. If you will open up your heart, my son, I will never let you fall. I will never let you fall. I'll catch you. I will never let you down. I will never let you down, 'cause I love you. I know how you're feeling right now, but I promise to make you smile. As long as you open up the door to your heart. I see your doubts, I see your fears. I see your frown, I see your tears. 'Cause you don't believe that you can make it. So you've given up on me today. I know you started losing faith. Hey, the trust you had is starting to wane. Hey, but I promise I will always be there. If you will open up your heart, my son, I will never let you fall. I will never let you fall. I will catch you. I will never let you down. I will never let you down, 'cause I love you. I know how you're feeling right now, but I promise to make you smile. As long as you open up the door to your heart. 'Cause I am the Lord, your God, who was and is to come. My word will never ever fail. Take my hand and I won't let you down. My son, I would never let you fall. I would never let you fall. I will catch you. I would never let you down. I would never let you down, 'cause I love you. I know how you feeling right now, but I promise to make you smile. As long as you open up the door to your heart. My son, I would never let you fall. I would never let you fall. I'll catch you. I would never let you down. I would never let you down, 'cause I love you. I know how you're feeling right now, but I promise to make you smile. As long as you open up the door to your heart. As long as you open up the door to your heart. As long as you open up the door to your heart. As long as you open up the door to your, open up the door, 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 open up the door to your heart. Let me in, 'cause I love you, 'cause I love you. I will never let you fall, my son.
Welcome back. Welcome back. That's music from my brother Okesoke.
Okay, it's okay.
Okay, the name self.
Okay.
Okesoke. All right, that was a great one. So we've been talking about the decadence
Are you decadent?
in morals amongst children generally, you understand, of course, focusing on Nigeria now, you know, and a case study of the viral Chrisland school video. So we got a comment here from Femi. So because we want to look at what can we do as a people to curb this menace? Because of course, like I said jokingly before we went on musical break, that would we just say the end has come already? Deborah said, what are you asking again? Yeah, definitely. But we will now say, because this is the end time and things are expected to just go, we'll all just fold our hands and before people begin to have sex even on the street and all of that, I'm sure, you know, God forbid, God will not even allow. So what can we do? How can we curb this menace? What is expected from parents, the society, the school, and, you know, church too? Now, Femi talked about godly parenting. You know, there's not just parenting now, but godly parenting. You understand? Because it's true. The parent who saw their child, you know, dancing erotically, and, you know, it's also parenting, and they encourage the child.
Yes,
it's also parenting. Good girl. Nice moves, nice curve.
Like, you are trained, like, and another parent will now say to the child, your child sabi, your child understands what's going on, he understands the dance, understands.
So that's parenting too, but godly parenting. That is, the Bible says, train up a child in the way he should go. When he's old, he will not depart from it. And, you know, training, you have to be skillful, you have to be strategic as a parent. You understand? Don't use the same method always.
And for all the children.
And for all. Thank you very much. I think one of his points was there, discovering the child's temperament. You know, children are different. You understand? Children are different. You need to understand each of the temperament of your children. Like, understand the temperament of each of your children. The way you treat A might be different from the way you treat B. You understand? A might not have any issue with you scolding him openly, shouting on him. B might be, when you shout on him, he will go back into his shell. He will really go back into his shell. And so you need to understand those unique differences in your children. It will help you to raise them up better. You know, okay, if A does this, this is how I'll correct him. And if B does this, this is how I'll correct her. So you need to, parents, I think we are talking more to parents today. Let's really, you know, because they are our children. The teachers, they will just come, they get paid, and
They get paid.
so they are your children, they are your blood, they are your seeds who will remain after you, who will perpetuate and continue your legacy here. So take it seriously, more than the company you are building, more than the business, more than, you know, there are so many people that have grown up to become monsters in the society today as a result of bad parenting, bad upbringing. And you know what we're saying where we were on break, you know, sometimes some of the things that even parents do, you know, having issues, misunderstandings, quarrel, beating husband, beating wife, or wife beating husband, things like that, the children notice them, they see it. You know, like there was one funny Indian video we watched, I don't know if you saw it. Children, they just, one small boy and a small girl, they just brought them to the living room to meet their parents. That the boy said he wants to get married. They said, really? You want to get married?
So after you not get married, what happens?
What happens? Then the boy said, I've even forgotten.
I'll wear my suit. I'll take my tie and pick my suitcase.
Yes.
I'll go to work. And then the family was asking. And then, so when I get back, I'll open the door and I will go and sleep. And the girl was like, no, you said before you go and sleep, I'll come and meet you at the door. And you beat me. So you beat me, I'm not going to bring your food, not throw the food away, and you go and get back and go and sleep. And then it happens again tomorrow.
Where did the children see that?
Maybe children of
Maybe 1 to 2 years or so, around 2 years.
let's just say around 2, 3, 4 at most.
Now, the parents were dumbfounded. Like, they were all laughing, like, you want to get married. But when the boy got to that point, they kept quiet. They were just looking, because that was exactly what the parents were doing. And so the little boy thought that was how life should be done. Imagine, it will only take God to take that thing out of the heart of that boy. You know, because his heart is very fertile. Then whatever you sow, it really germinates. The boy, it will require divine intervention. So I think parents parents, I think if we are going to apportion the blame, who should be hold responsible? Yeah, I think we'll give the parents a larger percentage. So let's begin to, pay attention to these children.
Do better.
Yes. And Femi also said the environment too is a factor. The environment, that's also very true. The environment we grew up in have great influence on us. So let's also be mindful of all of these things. Even if you as a parent, you can afford to, live in VGT or live in, even if you are living in Ojuelegba, you can put structures in place, put plans in place, put rules in place, and watch over your children such that the influence of the environment, it will still influence them. That one, there's no two way, but it will be minimal. It will be minimal. I think the reason why things have gone this worse is because parents have lost sight of their key responsibilities. I guess gradually, maybe the need for making money, and that's where the country comes in now. Things get harder and harder, so people are doing so many things altogether to make money. Look at how expensive school fees is now. Before you pay one, the next 3 months, school fee. And it's not just school fee, but feeding money, uniform, want to buy books. So it's truly not easy. We understand. Because somebody might be saying, you don't understand. We understand. It's truly not easy.
Everybody's in it.
Yes, but at the same time, we should still learn to put priorities in place. Let's create time for them, even if it's once a week. Even you're the busiest on earth, create at least one day in a week for your children. Listen to them, let them come around you, and let them be able to have this relationship with them that they can open up and tell you anything.
And about creating these measures too, I think, is it Mark Zuckerberg or one of those people that created those gadgets?
Okay.
Even said that don't let their children have gadgets until the age. They themselves. And I think there are some points where I don't remember. Maybe you can only use it for an assignment and you monitor it. Those are those that even too intentional. It can be an extreme of now making the child so inside himself, not wanting to talk to people because they're not making him relate with people or something. It's not about that. But being intentional about watching everything they do. Even if you allow them to go to birthday parties, which you are meant to, so that it don't look like you are holding them from people. And that can even make a child wild, if you don't know. But even if you allow them to do those things, be very watchful. If possible, go with them and behave as if you are not looking. Look. So that you will see what they will do when you're not there. You won't have to be watching them and they'll know that, mommy is watching, let me do this. But let them just see what they will do when you are not looking. Any measure that you can create, just create it so that you see what they will do behind your scene. That is exactly who they are. It should not be that I'm not doing this because mommy said. I'm not doing this because I'm going to understand what mommy said and it is actually true, it's my truth. It's my moral truth. So it is what we need to watch over our children. If you are holding them from going out, you might not even know who they are. That's another angle. If you don't know who they are, you won't know what to watch and what to correct. But if you allow them freedom like no freedom, it feels like freedom to them, but you are still keeping guard. Without them knowing that they're keeping guard, you will know who they are behind your scene and you will know what to correct. Even when you know, it won't be that you will now correct in a way that they will look for a way that they will be out of your sight, even your intentional sight and your unintentional sight. So you will need to ask the Holy Spirit to help us. And we need to be intentional about parenting. We need to study parenting. There's a lot about parenting that we need to know. It's not just, I bred children and I just want to tell them what to do. It's about knowing it's like a course.
Yes.
Or it's like a profession.
Yes.
If you don't study it, you cannot know it. You cannot be a master of it. No, study so that you be a master of whatever it is you're doing. Let's be intentional. I think also we can talk about the environment. What should we do?
Yes, yes. I was going to talk about, yeah.
What should we do as a people? Okay, either you're married or not, either you have a child or not, either so far as there are children around you, what is your responsibility as a neighbor? What is your responsibility as a co-worker? What is your responsibility in the environment for our children? Whenever it is, in my opinion, whenever it is that you have seen that a child is doing what a child isn't meant to do, let there be caution. In those days, there was a situation where, there was a norm that my child is our child. So when the child is wrong, I won't say, it's not my child. I don't know how they are taking care of it. You can beat the child. Then you will beat the child to let the child know that what you are doing is wrong. And you yourself will even go and tell the mother that come and see what your child is doing. Like, thank you for correcting the child. But now, you might not be able to beat a child, but let us be able to correct children. Don't let us now do, it's not my business. Don't let us live in a solo life. As Christians, we are the body of Christ. We are not meant to do it is not my business. Even if everybody around the world is doing it, we are meant to take response. We are not meant to go to the extreme of maybe beating the child, because you'll be shocked what some parents will tell you when you report to them. But just make sure that you are putting caution in place so far as you are there. That even children will know that when this auntie is there, and then learn to correct in a way that they will understand.
Yeah.
Don't just stop them and they will not know that because of this auntie you're not doing it, or because of this uncle you're not doing it. It's not because we have seen that it is wrong. So let's know how to put correction in place. If you're a Sunday school teacher, children teacher in church, if you are whoever, just let us learn to put caution in place. So sometimes I might see an older man playing with a younger girl and maybe putting you're putting her on his laps, maybe his legs are wide open and you're putting him on your laps, you're bringing harder, you're playing with her. I'm very cautious, my body's shaking. Because I'm checking, is it what I'm thinking you're doing or you're actually playing? And if I say that there's something, I might just look for a way to distract or bring the child away and play with the child by myself or something. Let's be intentional about giving caution. These are things that I know about. That is why I'm cautious about it. So there are some things that they look very harmless, but if you understand what all these things, if you understand them, you will know that we should take caution at everything, especially when the child is around. Let's take caution. Even if it's you know that there's lesbianism and there's gay, even if it's a female to a female, and they are saying that, please, let me even say, nobody should carry somebody else's child. That one just came to my head. Carry somebody else's child and be kissing with mouth, from mouth to mouth, and some will be salivating. Well, the generation has got about, some people still do it. You don't do that. It's something that you will not know. Even when the child becomes 4, you're still kissing him in the mouth. You're still kissing him in the mouth, and before you know it, he sees that as a norm. He gets to school and does it, and then the school complains, and you don't even know where that came from. You don't know that it started from something. Let's be very intentional.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You know, just like the video we saw,
Oh yeah.
The young people, I think children of about 14 or 15, were teenagers actually, between 14 and 15, or let me say between 13 and 15, 16.
You can check the video online, yeah.
2 girls and 3 boys. They came to a hotel, a standard hotel, not just, now, what did they come to do in the hotel? You understand? So
they somebody come to look for a job.
Somebody now stopped them, maybe just somebody, I guess it wasn't a staff. An older person now saw them. Hey, what have you come to do? So he picked his phone, was recording them. What have you come to do? And I was even, while I was watching the video, I was thinking maybe he was going to hold them or try to interrogate, at least try to delay them. Though he was calling security. But the security man was nowhere to be found. So, but I was even thinking we're going to use, wisdom too. And right before his eyes, he saw them walking out, and that's how
they ran.
They ran
so
out.
Obviously, there was something they came.
Yes.
They did not come to look for somebody.
Yes.
They came to do something.
You can imagine.
How did they come to that effrontery? So before you might see that maybe some children are doing it behind a palm tree, behind. Well, now they came to the hotel. 5.
It's the height of
2 girls. 3 boys. What song do they want to do? But really, it shows the decadence. It shows the more reason that we need to focus on these children. Now, the effrontery was born from somewhere. It might be one of them that even brought about the boldness. But where did that one person even come about the boldness from? And
I'm sorry to just cut you. Now, it was 2 girls, 3 boys. Now, so what was their plan? This I've got. Hey. And a word to warfare. This is the time for battle. The kingdom of darkness, they have launched real attack against the younger generation. And oh God, I can feel the. It's time for us to now. This is a wake-up call for us. That's just the truth. Because sometimes even the parents, even if they know what they're supposed to do, some of these things is not just physical. It's spiritual. And that's why you are there as the gatekeeper, as that's why you are there. You are anointed and called. You understand? Because thank God for programs whereby we organize and children are delivered from all kinds of addictions, all kinds of, you understand? So we need more of that now. We need to put Jesus in their heart. We need to organize more programs. We need to organize more mentorship programs, more deliverance programs, more orientation and programs that will give the children orientation, more educative program, more programs that would change their attention and focus from trying to be in vogue or trying to, show that they are there to their potentials, their giftings. So there's a lot that needs to be done. And finally, we are giving the word, a word of advice or an advice to those of us that are into children ministry, either at local church level or at whatever level. Let us begin to be more intentional. Let's organize more programs. Then even the normal regular Sunday service, let's change the pattern. Not every time, opening prayer, praise and worship, brief charge, child and word, and then that's all. Change the pattern. Another Sunday, you can just, okay, today we're having interactive Sunday.
You can do personal counseling.
Yes.
There's a church I saw that did it some days ago.
Wow. Personal counseling. That's a good idea. That's a great idea.
Because even during the week, they just tell them they drink, they snack. So come at a time that you want to come. They'll be there from morning till a certain time. Come so that it don't feel like maybe you don't even want your friend to even know. Come at a certain time, talk, discuss, and then don't say their matter outside too. So if they can confide in you, at least even if they can't confide in their parents, there'll be somebody because we can't, even with everything we are saying, we cannot expect every parent to do everything, because some parents will not still actually be around. For people that have to go to meetings all over the world, there's somebody that will have to do that, and there's a parent of somebody. So that's why we still need people in the environment to do this. So if you have the church, that you have the children teacher being somebody to confide in, at least they will know that there's somebody they can talk to. So I'll also say that with everything we have said, there's also the point where you can train 5 children under the same roof, and one will still decide to go haywire. It is actually true. But that is where prayer is necessary.
Yes.
There is nothing you can do without prayer.
Yes.
It is not a thing that, it's not your ability, it's not all these measures that we're saying that keeps a child. But at least it is something a child will not forget when it is necessary. Even when the child is trying to go, I've seen children that have gone haywire actually. And then there was just a point where they came back and you hear the prayer of my mother did not leave me or something.
Yeah.
At least there was something, and then they will remember the things that they were taught, and there will be something to fall back to. But if there has been nothing from childhood, then there might not be something that they will even see as real morals that they knew before. And some too were born in a place that was not morally good, and they grew well. God knows how those things happen, but let's take responsibility and not leave it to chance.
Yes. I think we've said a lot. We've said a lot today. So parents, be more intentional, and most especially this last point, those of us who are called into children and teens ministry. This is time for warfare. This is time for battle. This is time for us to partner with heaven to combat the demons, the evil forces that have been unleashed from the kingdom of darkness against the young generation. And this is something we should not take lightly. I'm talking to myself too. It's as serious as that. In fact, both of us here, we are into, you understand? So we are talking to ourselves too. This is not the time to just watch all of these things and say, even make a general slap you one day. Say, do something. Because God will not come down to come and legislate. We legislate here on his behalf.
Sure.
We put our 2 feet down. We declare as the son. So, but when we are not saying anything, light is not manifesting. Darkness will keep shining now.
Yeah.
So this is a wake-up call for parents, wake-up call for ministers in the children and teens ministry. This is a wake-up call. Let us legislate. Let us take charge of our environment. Even if you cannot go beyond your jurisdiction or your geographical location, at least in that environment, influence that environment for Christ. And let us be intentional. But if this is what you can achieve for God before rapture takes place, because I believe rapture will soon take place. So if this is what you can achieve for God before rapture takes place, let us do it and be intentional about it. So for those who have been victims one way or the other, I pray God will intervene and give them a new beginning.
You can take them for therapy.
Exactly. Take them for therapy.
Counseling. What to do so that somebody will not get there. So if the child is there already, you can take them for therapy, take them for counseling, pray for them, teach them the word of God, or you believe by the grace of God that they will come out of that.
Emily, this is from Priska. She said the girl is already a sex addict. That talking about the Christian school girl, she said, parenting begins from home. The society has a role to play. but the major role is from the home. Yeah, just like we've been saying. Now, do the parents have time for the child? Do they know her too well? Are they involved in her personal life?
Right.
Yeah, that's very true. You know, these
All
are
we've said.
exactly how we've said actually. Thank you so much, Priska, for that. So we need to round off. A lot has been said. We pray that God will just help us, and I pray that many parents will not get to heaven and be guilty. You know, when you get to heaven, I pray you not get to heaven and be guilty for the children that you are supposed to raise in the way of the Lord and help them fulfill destiny. Now, look at some of the children in the streets, in the garage, and everywhere. Many of them were not really destined to be like that, but failure from the parents, failure from home, and then it has led them to where they are. So I just pray that God will help us in Jesus' name. So, and for every one of us, let's pray. Let's be one another's keeper. Let's, like we said, don't just say it's not my concern. Don't say, like that brother now that was recording, I wish I catch the brother. Brother, don't let me catch you. You know, I believe we're supposed to at least hold one of them, try to interrogate them, delay them till the security man came, and so that we can take the matter up. And you understand, it's not something to just leave like that. Young children came to hotel, and then you are just saying, hey, see you. I'm looking for that brother.
I just want to say something about the domestic abuse. That if you are not able to help the person, there was something that somebody was saying, especially if the person came to confide in you and told you that my husband is beating me or my wife is beating me or something. Even if you cannot do much, you can report to those people that used to fight for people. I don't know.
Human rights.
Yes. Don't say,
activists.
she confided in me, don't let me tell anybody. It is helping the person to report to the human rights people. I just needed to pull that out. Yeah, so thank you for joining us today. It was meant to be spontaneous gist, but it's something that
it wasn't spontaneous. At least the issue is spontaneous. It just happens spontaneously.
So thank you for joining us today. It's again Afternoon Vibes. My name is Akinwale Deborah, Oluwayemisi ADO.
Ishayo John Adebayo, SJA.
All right, it's good to have you. Thank you for joining us.
Bye.
Bye.